Quack. Duck, you are so quick. Duck, did you watch any of the tourney? What's today? Today is Wednesday, right? Yeah, today is Wednesday. Did you watch any of the tourney Monday night? It was interesting. It really was interesting. I will say most of my predictions were spot on going into the tournament. But we can talk about that. We can get into that. Yeah, what'd you think? Tell me your thoughts. Or ask your questions. I'm here to please. I'm here to serve. It was Valorant. Very confusing. to be fair. Oh my god, all this beeping is gonna drive me nuts. By the way, all the beeping, all the Discord beeping. So, getting ready for premiere for Valo in a couple of, I guess about a month and a half is my guess. We have a 5-stack that we built, and we're gelling. Man, our team is in sync. We're gelling. It's coming together, and we can talk a little bit about that too in a moment. But we have a little group inside the server for the team chat specifically, to talk about things that we need to improve on or work on, or we're doing well, etc., that kind of thing. And of course it's, just a lot of fun. So now that that's going, I'm constantly getting boop 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 from Discord because it's constantly going. So I need to actually start being better about turning on the streamer mode, I guess, because it's distracting. It's distracting to me too, but so yeah, maybe I'll go do that right now. Very confusing. So, I mean, you play Valo though, don't you, Duck? It's not like just things were happening fast and trying to watch the point of view, or what do you mean? Tell me more. Tell me more. For those of you that don't know or didn't follow, so there were 2 matches on Monday, the opening match, and honestly, 6 teams in the tournament. 2 are very clearly skill level wise, average skill level. 2 are very, very clearly above and beyond the other 4 teams. But you don't understand it anymore. I got you. So the other 4 teams, relatively close based on their declared ranks, but after doing some research, one of the teams actually had a few D ranks from what their declared ranks are, and it showed on Monday night. So really, it's a tier. The tiering or the seeding. It would be two teams very much at the top. They had buys, and they should have. They're going to fight, barring some very crazy circumstances tonight. They are both going to be in the championship on Friday. End of story. And I would have bet a lot of money on that. That's how I would have handicapped it. Monday's matches, though. Of those 4 teams, 3 of them very close in skill level. Very, very close. Care! Oh, Care, thank you very much. I appreciate you. We're just talking about the tournament, which I know you saw some of it, right? You saw some of the tournament. I actually should probably do this, by the way, just so that there's a little bit more to look at. It was pretty exciting. So tell me what you thought about it. Tell me what your thoughts were. I think, and I'll just continue my thought. First of all, I think that Caster is incredible. Should be casting higher level tournaments, right? That Caster was just good. Beyond good. It was interesting to see how everyone played and the timing. My favorite, by the way, my favorite instance of the timing was Nightmare going into a smoke as Arena came out and was able to get the knife kill, and just watching that timing happening. No, I'm streaming probably only a couple of hours. I need to rest the voice, because then the cast, I'm gonna start probably 4:30 my time. So probably a half hour in advance of the tournament, and then because day 2 of the tournament starts tonight at 5 p.m. Arizona time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, sorry, I'm just here. I kind of missed interacting with you guys, and Monday night I didn't get to interact because obviously I was focused on casting, wearing way too many hats. We have, by the way, for the 3rd tournament. We have big things planned already for that. So right now, guys, start thinking about your 5-stack when it's announced that the tournament is happening. Register. One of the things that Cole and I want to do is if we have more teams that will be competing for the top bracket and the bottom bracket, because right now there's only 2 teams competing for the top bracket, honestly. If we have more teams, so it's more of a question, we're going to dig into our pocket and offer Battle Pass as a reward for the winning team, and maybe Battle Pass as a reward for the lower bracket. So we want to give prizes. We just need more teams, and we had that plan for this one too. We just didn't get enough teams. From a production level, we stepped it up this time. Obviously, like you guys saw the map select screen. We were not able to get the technology working consistently so that I broadcast, but it goes to Mad Dog's and Cole's stream. So that's going to happen next time. Next time I'm actually going to have a producer. So I'm just going to be handling the microphone and my cough button and working on getting people into the room so we could do post-game interviews. Mad Dog is going to work on some production level things. So like some of the overlays, having a big giant overlay that shows the characters and then they dim when they die. He's working on that right now. Maybe something that will put the scoreboard up automatically. But he's also going to be my producer, and so he's going to be controlling and putting those things up anyway. So we have that planned. We're going to have a lot more organization going into on the tournament side of things as well. So we're after day 1, we are already looking at lessons learned and things to improve and what to do for the next time. So next time the broadcast is going to be, leagues beyond what you're getting this time. And we're going to be a lot more conscious about the schedule too from the caster's perspective, because this schedule is actually very hard for me. Not like personally. I mean, it was hard. I had to do a lot of rearranging. I gave up a lot of days with my son to do this. But that's on me. I didn't coordinate well with Cole as far as the schedule. But the other thing though too is ooh, there you go. Love that. See Dazzle. Duck's gonna get jealous. Duck actually likes doing the squad too. I'm just saying. But the schedule from a broadcast perspective, the potential of talking for 6 hours at a pace of a play-by-play and something as fast and chaotic as Valo is difficult. You stole my job. Well, Dazzle got taught last night because she and you can help too. If I just didn't know if you were available at night. Dazzle is practicing to be able to keep up with the frantic pace of the tournament. We had a lot of people in here on Monday, up until the stream decided to broadcast only a black screen instead of the game. But we had a lot of people in here, and so trying to foster that activity and keep see. So that Dazzle's practicing right now. I mean, from a moderator perspective, that part of the thing is that we learned Monday night, I need somebody to pay attention to the stream because I can't. On a 90-second delay, it's already hard. Plus, my attention is 100% somewhere else, and then also somewhere else, and then also somewhere else. So I just couldn't even pay attention to chat, do commands, anything like I wanted. Steezy's going to be playing tonight. He was actually going to do that in both my and Cole's stream, and that also fell apart. So moderator presence, production level, broadcaster. I'm going to try to do a better job of getting a co-host for everything. I originally was going to bring in someone who sounds exactly like Brim, and he's really fun and he's good and etc. But I don't think he has the Valorant knowledge that I would need. I would do the play-by-play and they would do the color kind of thing. So I'm gonna hunt that down over the next however longs. Wait, you're in the Pacific time zone though, Duck. So, I almost should. Honestly, I almost should just change it to just chatting if we got enough people here to talk about the, day one and the tournament. Quizzy, I want to play poker, but I'm also kind of recapping from the tournament. So yeah. Because day one of the tournament was Monday. So, okay, those of you that watched the tournament on Monday, okay, aside from how awesome or not awesome, daylight savings, man, just end it already, right? Come on. I laugh at all of you people that have to change the clock twice a year. I don't have to. What's a good question? I think that's a good one, honestly. We can. I actually want to leave that one for right now. We can change it for later. Like, who do you think will win match one or something like that? I wish it didn't happen anymore either. When they finally get rid of daylight savings, though, I really hope that they do it so you guys are all on standard time. I don't want to be. I don't want to be. Thank you, Quizzy. I don't want to be the same as Pacific time. I don't want to be 3 hours away from East Coast. For a lot of reasons. I mean, it makes gaming hard. Things like the tournament is hard from my perspective. I mean, people in the Pacific are always 3 hours behind East, so you guys are used to it. But from the Arizona perspective, sometimes we're only 2, and that's awesome. And then we're no more than 2 hours away from anybody in the continental. But also from a professional standpoint, having a 3 hour time difference for like 40% of the population, 40% of the client base is really hard on me support wise. So if I end up having to support for some reason, and it's happened to me, if I end up having to support somebody on the East Coast and the West Coast, I'm starting my day basically at 5 o'clock and ending my day basically at 6 o'clock, and it makes for some really awful days. So I hope when they finally get rid of it, they put you guys on standard time, which is what you guys have during the winter. The other thing that annoys me is that you guys don't get it. Most people don't understand it. But right now you guys are on, like Duck, for example, is on Pacific Daylight Time. I am on Mountain Standard Time all year round, but because of the way that, daylight versus standard, my Mountain Standard is the same as Pacific Daylight. When you guys do the fall back part, then you guys go back to Standard Time. You guys go back an hour to Standard Time, and we stay on Mountain Standard. And, for me, it's really clear, but yeah. Okay, so back to the tournament. What were your guys' thoughts on the tournament? The first match as a refresher, it was TNT versus Iron Maidens. And Iron Maidens won the first map 13-3. Dazzle's lurking. Dazzle, you're gonna. Well, that just leaves all of the playing around with commands to Duck. I'm just saying. The second map was won by Iron Maidens 13-10. Duck says. and from an objective point of view, that Icebox game, those 3 rounds that TNT got, I think one was a really good round. One was kind of a mediocre round. Could have gone either way. And then one of those 3 was, they just got lucky. Honestly, you wanted to play Quizzy. I wish. Well, just get your 5-stack ready. Start figuring it out, because when we do the next one, if we catch a hint that there's enough interest within 4 months, we'll do it again in 4 months. It's just that the first tournament, the first tournament, we only had 6 teams, and it was a struggle to get those 6. We almost just canceled the tournament. We had 4. We had to extend the deadline even. And so it just kind of made us feel like, well, we'll wait a long time. Then we'll see if we can, we'll grow our bases, see if we, And so when we did this, we had interest from, I think we had interest from up to 8, maybe 9 teams, but just times didn't work out. Yeah, Quizzy, do it. Just tell them, here's how you do it, Quizzy. So tonight, tomorrow night, and Friday night at 5 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, the tournament will start. I'm going to actually start the cast here probably 15 to 30 minutes ahead of that. And so watch that. Get them to watch a little bit of it, even if they're lurking. And get them excited about it, because like I said, if we sniff that there's a lot of interest for another one, we're not doing it like every year or every 6 months. We kind of get a feel for what the interest would be, and then we do it. And so if we get that sniff that we can get 10 teams, if we get interest for 10 teams in 2 months, we're on it. That's, by the way, why this is the second not annual Coal Power tournament. But we would love to fire the third not annual Power Coal tournament whenever, right away. Yeah, see, and by the way, I think if we have enough teams, we can take that kind of thing into account. I mean, we adjusted a little bit. The reason we had the off day yesterday is because too many teams were not available last night, and we knew it going into the tournament. So, we made Monday basically the Monday was the play-in into the top bracket. A day of rest. Tonight is going to be the first round of the top bracket, basically. Tomorrow night is going to be the first round of the lower bracket, and then both the championships are going to be on Friday. But if we know limitations, we could try to schedule around them. This time, nothing. And here's why. The 6 teams that we have, 2 of them are very clearly very, very much better than the others. And they're the 2 that are going to be in the finals. And so Cole and I felt that it's a little bit weird to say there's going to be prize money when his team is a 50-50 to win that. So we want more teams. And basically, we want there to be more competition at the top before we give prize money. We don't want it to be a near certainty that his team is going to get prize money. So what we believe is that with 10 teams, probably 8 or more, we can do that. And you know, we're small streamers. So the you win a cheese emoji. I love that. We're not committing to it, but we're estimating that if we get 8 or more teams, then he and I can put out there that the prize would be, say, a battle pass for each member of the winning team on the top bracket and each member of the losing team or the winning team on the bottom bracket. You know, something like that, or maybe only for the top bracket, because once you're in the lower bracket, you're just fighting for pride. Right? So we do want to give prizes. This time there's none. We just don't have enough teams. And so the way this tournament shook out, it was my prediction going in, but I didn't make it public. So on the record, my comments were 2 teams at the very top, very clearly, and the other 4 pretty close. But my prediction was actually that there were 2 teams at the very top. Then there were 3 teams that were middle tier, and then there was 1 team that was below that. And who knows? Maybe tomorrow night I get proven wrong about that. But that is the way it seemed to play out on Monday night. 1 team was just clearly skill diffed. So it's the top 2 and then the next 4. And out of those next 4, 1 of them was very clearly skill diffed. And I'm not going off of the score. I'm going off of how they played. You would be happy with a cheese emoji? Let's go. I'm going off of how they play, the coordination, the strats that were employed, the ability to swing with each other. You know, things that you should start expecting at silver levels, and it just wasn't there for one of those teams. I mean, for example, and I had a lot of people send me comments about that during the match and since. There's one round in particular that was just endemic to how the entire thing went. One person rushed the spike into sight, out in the middle, in the open, under fire, tries to plant, gets shot. Just not, that's a bronze move. That's a iron bronze move. And you know, nothing to cover, nothing, that's just an awful move. You know, and that was happening frequently. There was another round that's molded cheese move. There were a few rounds where I saw something like this happen. The person putting a spike down would get picked off in the middle of a battle. And then the next person, instead of trying to trade that, would grab the spike and try to plant. In one round in particular, 3 people died doing that within the space of 7 seconds. At least have smokes, and I think they did have smokes. I didn't write down their comp. I could go back and look, but you should have something. I know they had a sage, and they could have sage walled, but the coordination wasn't there at all. There were rotates that would happen, and the spike would be by itself. You know, in fact, that actually happened quite a bit in their second map. The spike would be by itself, and then bomb would go down, person would die, easy defuse, easy retake. You know, so the coordination was off, because if you're going to do something like that, then the team needs to at some point rotate so they can cover the bomb. Yeah, top 3. What are your ranks? Maybe I switched to chess, so at least there's some movement here and there. Hey, Dazzle, are you actually lurking, or are you here? Duck, do you know how to start a poll? We'll do it informally. Hey guys, keep it on the screen right now with no poker, or put it on chess. Informal poll. I'm gonna take 3 minutes, and I'm gonna make up a decision. Gold, silver, and you're the only immortal. Okay, do a poll. Make it go whatever the longest is. I think it's 5 minutes. No. The longest is 10 minutes. I think. Don't do that long. Do like 3 minutes. Gold. Yeah, you would be the. Yeah, you would be the third. Actually, it depends. How many golds and silver? We don't have we don't have any limitations on the rank, so there's no reason to smurf. Just play on your main, so you have your skins. We can accurately seed it, so it's more fun. What I did see though, what I did see is one team put in an ascendant as they're all low level players, but then they brought in an ascendant for their backup, which I knew there would be that kind of shenanigans. And so that's why we made it the rule that you had to have your 6th declared before the game start. Not checker, silly, but yeah. It ended up not working out for them, Quizzy. They still were god awful. I'm trying to be objective about this, by the way. It was just really sad. It was really sad to watch. It was really hard to keep. How were they awful? Like I said, there's no swinging. No, you have 5 people on site and nobody swings together. Nobody trade. Out of let's see, 23. Let me see, 26, 36, 37, 38. Out of 39 rounds, I would put the over-under on total trades that they got out of all those kills out of 39 rounds. I would say the total number of trades, probably somewhere around 10, if that. Like, legitimately, Quizzy, if you go and watch 5 random bronze players play in a comp, that's what it was like. And unfortunately for them, they went up against a team that played very disciplined. I mean, their skill level was clearly, maybe mid-silver, high silver, low gold, somewhere in there on average. But they played very disciplined. For example, when they rotated, but they didn't know where the execute was, picture Ascent, right, on defense. When they rotated, but they didn't know where the execute was, they still had one person holding that site. They didn't full rotate. When they did full rotate, they waited to push. They waited for each other usually. But the one team that I'm saying was below the other 3, they didn't even do that. They weren't waiting. They were pushing. They were giving 1v1s constantly. And like the Spike example, Spike drops in the middle of a firefight. The next person gets up, doesn't try to trade, but tries to plant. Gets picked right away. Clearly gets picked right away. The next person comes up, doesn't try to trade. Gets the bomb, tries to plant. All 3 of them die in the open. That's the kind of stuff that was happening. That's what you do. And then they held their own. They scraped out actually 10 wins on the second map. I think what happened though, if, objectively speaking, you could go back. I mean, as an immortal, you might be really interested to go back and watch. But I think what happened was the other team just got so overconfident at one point. But they had Killjoy on Ascent. That Killjoy was holding B the entire half. That Killjoy had B locked down. I think a couple of the rounds were won because of lucky shots that hit on that KJ. That KJ won a 1v3. That KJ won a 1v2, several 1v1s as the other team was trying to take B. He just camped in Boathouse and wrecked them. He had the same setup and they kept running into it. He had the default setup on lane. They never did anything to do something. They never went around it by going stairs. They kept pushing the same way. So they squeaked out 10. So that one was a lot closer score-wise than the game actually was. Now, the next game, The next game was a little bit different. I received complaints from both sides after the match that they had a lot of ping spikes. Both sides. The Arizona team had a sub, and so before that match started, Cole, so the co-host of the tournament, he asked me on the air, it's my team. I'm part of that 5-stack, but I'm casting the tournament. And so what's the poll saying, by the way? It's 50-50. Well, who didn't vote on the poll? The time's running out. I'll make the decision if somebody doesn't. Now, the second match, the two teams were honestly, skill level was pretty matched, pretty even. What was the difference? And I'm not good enough for this comment to feel like it's right, but this is what happened. My team is so used to the 5 of us playing that by taking me out, even though they replaced me with someone higher level than me. Actually, I got to back up for a second. Our 6th person was somebody that got last minute kicked off another team for whatever reason. They decided they wanted someone else and they kicked this person off. We knew who they were, so we're like, hey, okay, be our 6th because I'm definitely not going to be playing. I'm going to be casting. So that's how we got our 6th person. Our 6th person, I think he's diamond. I think he's a diamond. Anyway, he got outplayed. B, they didn't have a lot of time to work with him. And so my absence, even as a high silver, my absence was pretty significant because now they have to adjust to not having objectively a fantastic controller. They lost a really good controller that they are used to playing around, and they had to do both maps without that great. I don't want to say great. I want to say high level. I've had people tell me. I've had a lot of people at the Diamond Ascendant Immortal level tell me that as a controller, I mean, my gunplay's awful, but as a controller, I'm probably at a plat or higher level. So they lost that controller. They didn't get a controller back. They got instead a duelist that had ping issues and just didn't gel with the team. And that was the difference. But otherwise, the two teams very evenly matched. I think both games ended, 13-9, 13-8. The thing that impressed us, though, so in the first match, the team that lost both maps, you could tell that they were getting frustrated. They tried to do a default, but the default just fell apart. And instead, they ended up pushing 5 different places. Actually, it ended up being like a 2, and a 1 push. And the few times that they tried to quote default, that's what happened. In the second match, the team that lost both matches, so the Arizona team, when they did default very well. I was actually very impressed. I didn't know that team defaulted that well. They pushed, grabbed little chunks of space here and there, piece. Once they get some information, they fall back a little bit, assess the information and what they do, and you can watch this. You don't have to be in their comms. You can see it happening. Communicated what they were going to do, and then would fall back slowly, and then push and execute on a side or execute in mid. They defaulted extremely well, and once they started doing that, they started I think they won 5 rounds in a row defaulting like that. The Arizona team, without their controller, they were just awful on attack. They were incredible on defense. They were very good on defense. So without me, they were very good on defense. They suffered on attack, which is really weird to say because I am not good on attack. But like on Icebox, what I do on Icebox gives our team so much play that we end up we slow rotates. We make the defense teams hell. Their lives are hell, and they lost that. So tonight, Glazed Donuts, the number 1 seed in the tournament, is going to be playing. I believe it's Iron Maiden. I believe that's right. I'll have to go and double check. But Glazed Donuts, number 1 seed, is playing one of the winners from Monday night. Rastas, the number 2 seed, they're going to be playing Yeah, they're going to be playing the other winner from Monday night. You do need to see this, Quizzy, though. And Quizzy, as an immortal, by the way, when you go back and watch, the co-casters that night, so me and Cole, I'm silver 3. I like to say I'm silver 3 in game, but my knowledge is plat, high plat. Anyway, as you watch, Cole is a diamond. He's diamond on the threshold of ascendant. Silver 3 proud ranked. I'm actually I have very I really don't care about the rank, honestly, but I do have some very petty reasons to be proud of my rank at the moment. I don't want to get into that right now. Maybe I will. I don't know. If somebody asks, maybe I'll get into it. But I usually don't care about rank. And what I'm finding, by the way, is basically from about silver 1 to really mid-plat, it's all kind of meshable. Silver, gold, if I run into a gold, they're going to be god-awful or really god-like. You know, it's, you know, same thing with plats. And so it's, that's kind of what I've learned. There is a definite divide right around bronze 3, bronze 2. Once you cross that threshold, golds are different. It's weird because half the golds are just and the other half are like what? But I see the same thing with the plats. When we get matched up with plats, it's like, okay, I mean, plat, maybe they shoot well, but what's their game sense? And it's like there's a group of them, they have great game sense and they can shoot. And then there's a huge group of them that can shoot, but their game sense is awful and we can abuse that. And then there's a group of them that their game sense is clearly good. They use their util and stuff, but they can't shoot. It's not until I start playing against diamonds. When I have diamonds in the lobby, that's when I start to see less of that huge gap in skill versus knowledge. They start to be more rounded. All right, so while we're discussing that, we are going to turn on chess, but I realize I'm going to have to. I always have to do this, and it's really annoying for chess. I have to go in and fix the scene because it doesn't read the chess browser anymore. It's so crazy. Whoa, what? No. There. There we go. Give me a moment. Almost done. Almost done. Golds are different though. So anyway, if you do go back and watch, if you watch either of the matches, what I would like, the first one watch because the skill diff is so incredible. It's a chasm. The second match, to me, the most fascinating thing in the second match was watching the Arizona team go. You could see their comms go from good to bad, you know, from beginning to end. The Sleepy team, they did everything together. That was the really fascinating thing to watch. They were always together. You get a kill, you're getting traded. Almost every time. Almost every kill came at cost. In the second match, their icebox match. So the second match, second map. There's a round. I gotta find it. It was hilarious to watch. Bro, there's this dude who's very toxic. Wait, who? Zeno, what are you talking about? There is a round in the second map on the second match. He quit streaming? Wait, tell me, what? Tell me more. So there was this one round, though, in there is the icebox where the Arizona team was on attack and they were slow walking into A. And for some reason, they decided to back out. They were making no noise. They decided to back out and they slow walked over to B. And in that time, Sleepy decided, oh, we need everybody on A. And so all 5 attackers are going B while all 5 defenders are running to A. And almost at the exact same moment, both teams decided this is not the play and rotated. Both full sprinting through their own side, so nobody's hearing a thing. Nobody's checking mid. And it happened like 3 or 4 times in that round. It was like watching a dance. It was so hilarious to see. It was really funny. So if you're going to go back and watch, try to find that round. Second match, second map. It's too painful for your eyes. What do you mean? Oh, the first one? Quizzy. At least give some feedback on the commentary. Rocket League, he was saying, oh my, yeah, you know, why do people think that, why do people take the game so seriously like that? Any game so seriously like that? Come on. Like, seriously. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. One thing that I did do, so as a broadcaster, I've learned, decades ago, actually, I've learned you have to do what we call air checks, or what we call on the radio air checks. And what that is, you have to go back in and be very critical of what you've done, how you do it, etc. What can you improve? And one of the things that I realized, especially once I was talking with one of my friends, Sin, he was listening to the first match. He was going from work to home, and he said he was actually really entertained by what Cole and I were doing, so much so that he decided, rather than just listen to the radio while he drives home and then come back online and watch, he wanted to listen to the cast. And it made me realize, and I went back and did real quick air check, but it made me realize I actually was casting to the wrong audience. When I'm streaming, I'm talking to you guys, right? When I'm playing games, yeah, I'm talking in game, but I'm talking to you guys, right? You are my audience. When I'm casting, though, especially because of the... I might have to... Oh, no, I might have to end. Yep, hold on. All right, let's see. Yeah, okay, so I just got a call from the school, and I am going to have to go pick up the boy. I'm coordinating that actually right now, because he stays with mom tonight, but she might be in a meeting, so I might have to pick him up and deal with him until she's ready to get him. So anyway, I'll finish the thought and we'll see what is going. Yeah. You know, he doesn't handle change very well, and this week's schedule, because of the tournament, we were afraid that this was going to happen. We were afraid this was going to happen. He doesn't handle change well at all. The good news is, I mean, we got to talk a little bit, and you know, I got to get out in touch with you guys. But let me finish that thought. So what I realized is that that I was casting to the wrong audience. With the 90-second delay, it's hard to talk to you guys and interact with you guys. And I love that, but I did ask for stronger moderator presence so that we can keep the interaction in there. And I'll do what I can, but I'm casting and trying to provide entertainment that is by its nature more one directional. And so I really need to talk to you and the people that are just listening. You know, because I've gotten some feedback. There were a lot of people that kind of had it on in the background to hear what was going on, right? And so I do need to shift that focus. So that is going to be a goal of mine tonight. It's how I used to do play-by-play for sports anyway. So it should not be too difficult of a switch, but that switch does have to get here. So anyway, before I go, I have to shut it down. So I'm gonna 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna have to shut it down, unfortunately. Yay kids. But any feedback or comment on what you guys saw from Monday? Thoughts or comments? I know, Quizzy, you have to go watch it, and I welcome hearing from you. Zeno, that's just awful. I don't understand why people take games that seriously. I will say, like, so I've had 2 things in my Valo journey. I've had 2, like, let's call them time frames where it just smacked me back into realizing it's just a stupid game. The first one was when I was first learning. I was making a really good push through iron, through bronze, and I was about to touch silver, which I thought was going to be out of reach, honestly. And I was about to touch it and then hit this losing streak that just dropped me down to Iron 1 0 RR. And at that point, I was like, rank really doesn't mean anything. I don't know why I'm putting so much value into this. Then I ran into somebody and we were duoed. But we were duoed. We played something like 200 games together, whether it's duo, trio, 5-stack, whatever. And looking back, that entire environment was just awful for the mindset. And we can get into details about it some other time, but I didn't realize it then as well as I should have. But that person, rank was just so important that they would they still do, from what I can tell. They still, if they see someone a higher rank than them, they will immediately befriend them and try to get them to play with them, because rank is so important. Rank is everything. And even though the words will come out and say rank doesn't mean that much, it really did. So much so that person had another person, after the rank reset, had another person log into their account to try to maintain their rank. And once they stopped doing that, they couldn't hold it. They deranked 3 levels, 4 levels. But through that experience, so getting out of that and then getting into a very supportive group with a very extremely supportive duo, healthy and supportive, and you know, the mindset is it's a game. We want to do well. Winning's fun, but it's a game. And the turnaround, that those 2 periods showed me that there's no reason to take it that seriously. You take it seriously because you're dedicating time to it, but to be toxic like that, it's just stupid. To be awful to your teammate, it's just stupid. You know, if you got to take it that seriously, you've got priority issues. You've got life issues. So Zeno, whoever that was, just know they've got life issues. Just like my old duo, they very clearly have life issues. Where they're putting such a priority on a rank in a video game. So, you know, I don't understand it. To be very clear, by the way, and the mentality. In fact, so Nightmare is the duo, and actually we're better as a trio. It's Nightmare and Steak and myself. So we like to run in a 3-stack, but any two of us, we're very comfortable. And so we were talking yesterday in a call about about this, the mindset, and mindset is so important in this game, by the way. You had stream paused. You thought I was lagging. I've done that, actually. I've done that. When I'm using the phone to watch stream, if I do speech to text, it pauses the video, and then I'm like, oh, you're lagging too. Oh, wait, that was me. That's funny. So mindset, though, is so important. Here's how important the mindset is. Going from a very unhealthy, unsupportive, toxic, internally toxic duo to a very healthy, supportive duo, my win rate went from 40%, struggling at 40%, usually more like 38, 39, 40%, to 59, 60, between 59 and 65%. That's just the win rate. Doing nothing different. Just supportive. Healthy. Oh, you want to try that character? Go ahead. Here's some feedback. Oh, by the way, you know, versus what the hell was that? That just got me killed. Don't do it like that. Instead of saying don't do it like that, how about, hey, you know, this helps in that situation, but in the situation we had, try this. Way different. With the old duo, having a bad day.
Thanks for the follow.
Joe, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. I can eat waffles too. My son loves waffles, by the way. The old duo, if I was having a bad, because of mindset, because if I was having a bad game, you know, you just have those games where you're like, man, I don't feel like I'm doing good. And then you look at the KD at the end, you look at the scoreboard. When's Val? Val's going to be tonight in 4.5 hours from now. I'm just getting a small stream in to talk to my group, because my community, I didn't get to talk to them during the cast, and I'll be able to talk to them probably less because I'm solo casting tonight. So I just wanted to get a quick stream in to talk to my group and do a little review from the tournament. But day 2 of the second Nut Annual Coal Power Tournament, start time is going to be about 4:30, 4:45. The game will start about 5 o'clock Pacific time. That's going to be 8 o'clock Eastern time. Tonight is night 2. Tomorrow, same thing, and then Friday night, the same thing. But just to finish that thought, and then I do actually have to shut down. If anyone needs a backup, you're here. Quizzy, hit me up. Although we did make the rule that the backups had to be declared before the game started. So, but you know, if somebody does, and I know there is one team that they might be facing a 4v5, at least to start out tomorrow night. So. You know how you're feeling that game, you're like, man, that didn't go well. And then you look at the end at the scoreboard and you see, oh, I did X. So with the old duo, who is actually a very toxic person, a very toxic player, extremely toxic. By extremely toxic, I mean nobody in my community actually wanted to play with her. Some would do it, but none did. That's how toxic. Oh, thank you, Dazzle. Thank you for the jump scare. So anyway, with her, if I was having a bad game, if I was having a good game, I'm hitting 12 to 15. I might pop off every now and then and get 20, 25, but a good game with her, 10 or 12, which means a bad game was less than 10. Now, with a very supportive duo, I'm averaging, I think I'm averaging 18 for the last 2 months. A bad game, you know those games where you're like, oh, I'm sorry, guys, I'm just not playing well. And you don't even look at the scoreboard, and then when the final one comes up, you're like, wait, how did I do? I'm still hitting 10 or 12 in those games. A pop-off for me is 25, 30. That, the difference, the mentality, the support, the toxicity versus not toxicity, having that which allows synchronization. With the old duo, because she was so toxic, I would actually usually set up on the opposite side of the map. She was such an individual player. Wouldn't play with it. What side are you pushing? I don't know. How come nobody's with me? You know, that kind of shit. I mean, Quizzy, to be fair, I have 3 40 kill games in my career. Probably people have more 30 kill games overall, but I have 3 40s. And what's worse, I wasn't the team MVP for any of those. Someone still out-fragged me. That's what's worse about those. So, yeah. Like 25? It all, I mean, like I'm saying, it all comes down to having that healthy duo, and that mentality, which then circles back around to Zeno's experience in Rocket League that he was just talking about. Why would you why shit on teammates? If you really want to try to win, you got to be supportive. You know, you got to say like, and here's the difference. By the way, here's the difference using my old duo and my good duo. So the old duo in game would say something like, oh, that was a stupid smoke. Don't do that again. Whereas my new duo, the good duo, will say something like, hey, you know, would you mind doing this over here, this smoke for me over here, or this wall, or this? Right. Well, that was a dumb play. What are you thinking? Versus, hey, that was an interesting play. Can you help me on what were you doing? How did that go? What made you decide that? I want to learn. That was a good try. I just want to understand for me next time. You know, trying to make it a positive. Boost them up. You still need that teammate. Yeah, exactly, Quizzy. Exactly. And you play worse for it. And if you play worse, they're not gonna win. So what's the point on shitting on your teammate? When I get, you know, and you guys will probably hear it sometimes too. You know, I'll say in game, hey, that was a good try, good try, good try. And then I get off of that and I'm back to the stream and I'm like, what the hell was that? But don't do it to them. You need them still. Right? I just don't understand it. I mean, if you're trolling, I guess I understand. If you don't care about winning, I guess. But if you don't care about winning, then what do you care about their gameplay? So anyway, all of that to say, a little bit of a chance to actually talk to you guys because I love you guys, and I did actually miss being able to chat with you guys during the cast, and it's gonna happen again tonight. Yes. So, oh my God. So here. Check this out. Beautiful comment, Quizzy. So okay, old duo. I hit a bad streak. So what did my old duo do? Solo queued. Solo queue. Go find higher ranks to join us instead. My current duo? Dude, last week was a really hard week for me in game. And oddly enough, I never thought about uninstalling the game. With the old duo, I wanted to uninstall this game every day. But with the new duo, I had a really hard streak. I lost, in one day, I lost 120 RR. Like, I was 3 away from a new peak, and then boop, right? And so what did the new duo do? On Thursday morning, because she had called in sick, she wasn't feeling well. She calls me, and she's like, we're playing today. Yeah, I'm not doing so well. I don't think we want to do this. Right? Because I'm still shell-shocked with the way the old duo would do it. I'm in a streak. I'm like the plague. You don't want to touch me. I got chicken pox. And the new duo says, no, you're out of sync, which means we're out of sync, and we got to get in sync. We're going to play. And that's what we did. By the time the night came, we're in sync, and we rolled off, I think, 3 or 4, comp wins, hands down, with us carrying. Yeah, what the fuck is that, Quizzy? Right? That is your new duo. That's how you do it. My old duo was just it's all about me. How do you help me? Me. So, all right. I actually have to run. I do have to go get the baby because, things, toddlers. What I'm gonna do is I really love this guy, Ethan. I'm gonna raid Ethan. Love this guy. Quick thing about his story. He was in the top tier of Valo players, and then he got hit with COVID, was hospitalized, lost feeling in one of his arms, and that destroyed his gameplay. Where do you watch? Right here, the next tournament in about 4.5 hours. Tell your friends, bring them all along. I think it's a good cast. It is on a 90-second delay, though, just FYIs. Guys, I love you. Thank you very much. I love you guys. I will see you guys in about 4.5 hours or so. I appreciate you and enjoy the tournament. I'll be honest, the work's cut out, guys. These are 2 matches where there's a huge skill diff, but hopefully it'll be good, entertaining broadcast. All right. You guys have a great day. Say hi to Ethan. Tell him Power sent you.